I am in the building. Welcome to the Check-in Report. We're going to talk about Kamala Harris history tonight. We got a lot to get to. She pop a perky, then she chase it with Moscato. This bitch is bad, she fucking all the drug dealers. Woof. Bitch, and then I took his plug, nigga. Woof. Her back, I'm getting to the bag, nigga. Bust in your house, I'm running through your stash, nigga. On the grand flashing all that cash, nigga. Part in my back, I'm counting all these stacks, nigga. Gucci duffel Louis on my ass, nigga. Hennessy and TNT, we blast, nigga. Ferragamo on my dress, I'm looking right, baby. She wanna think I'm only out here for the night, baby. I'm Puerto Rico, Casamigos with the Sprite, baby. She wanna fuck with the scammers, talk to me nice, baby. She hit the bottle and the hoe just wobble wobble. Just thought he fucking for a fight, the cobble wobble. African swing, he spin, hit the throttle. She wanna fuck with the gangsters, talk to me nice, baby. This whole insect, she fucking on the damn crew. Coming out of sock, she lost her damn shoe. Her friend a poppin', she ain't got no damn clue. Rollin' O's and weed and smoking bamboo. Smoking gelato when the Tahoe smell the fucking jar. She wanna ride with me cause we look like some movie stars. The Stotty moving faster than a speeding car. Coming through the door with no panties on. Poppin' Molly's and you know she took a Zanny bar. Talking about a Mazda is a family car. I hit her with a curve, then the coup de grace. Zillow games, I'm shaking up the dice, baby. She wanna stay with me so we can make the night, baby. She wanna be with me so I can lay the pipe, baby. I'm only out here for the night, baby. I'm only out here for the night, baby. Ferragamo on my dress, I'm looking right, baby. She wanna think I'm only out here for the night, baby. I'm Puerto Rico, Casamigos with the Sprite, baby. She wanna fuck with the scammers, talk to me nice, baby. She hit the bottle and the hoe just wobble wobble. Just thought he fucking for a fight, the cobble wobble. African swing, he spin, hit the throttle. She wanna fuck with the gangsters, talk to me nice, baby. Welcome to the Check-in Report. I am your humble yet gracious host, True and Living. I am in the building. I'm not the homie, I'm the one and only macaroni. Welcome to the show, y'all. I'm in the building. I am in the building. I am in the building. True and Living is in the building. Welcome to the show, y'all. Today we are gathered here today to talk about Kamala. Koala. I've been calling her Koala Bear Harris. But we are gathered here to talk about Kamala Harris. In her history as a prosecutor for the a beautiful place called San Francisco. She made her bones in San Francisco, became a district attorney, and then went on to to become a senator. She climbed up the ranks, and she, make no mistake, this is an ambitious woman. This is an ambitious woman that was willing to do anything, scratch and claw, throw others underneath the bus to get to where she needed to go. But the thing about that, and listen, I'm not mad at nobody's success. I'm not mad at nobody's success. But a lot of the people that you use, Kamala, a lot of people that you threw underneath the bus, a lot of people that you did whatever you could to further your career. A lot of those men are still sitting in prison. A lot of those people that you used to further your career, further where you were going, a lot of those people got left behind, Kamala. Did they not? Did they not? Some of those men, some of those women were left behind, never to be heard again from, We're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna talk about her past as a prosecutor. We're gonna look up some old interviews. I have a few old interviews that I want to add to the discussion in terms of Kamala Harris. Some of these interviews you have not seen, because some of these interviews I see that the views were kind of low on these interviews. I got one interview from 14 years ago. I didn't know her 14 years ago. It's a lot of things to discuss. It's a lot of things to go through in terms of Kamala, aka Koala, the Prince of Kamala, Chameleon, Harris. We got a lot to get to. Got a lot to get to. Salute to Mayhem. Salute to Mayhem. He said, I had to quit my new job after 1 day because of a foot injury, man. Yo, I hope you're on workers' comp, Mayhem. Hope you're on workers' comp. Go get yourself a workers' comp, man. Go get yourself a workers' comp case, man. Go get yourself a workers' comp case. Shall we get into, some of the interviews that I said we needed to get into in terms of Kamala Harris? There's a lot of things that people don't know about her. A lot of things that, people need to bring out. And this is what this show does. We bring out new information when it comes to Koala Bear Harris. This is the premier place to be when it comes to all things, talking about the political left, or whether talking about, Kamala Harris, or talking about the, the Biden Kamala Harris administration. We have a lot to get to, y'all. We have a lot to get to. If you're just walking in right now, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
What a thrill.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We have a lot to get to, y'all. We have a lot to get to. We're going to talk about Kamala Harris's criminal record. Her record as a prosecutor. All of those black men that she thrown in jail. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. We got a lot to get to. Now, first is a video of someone breaking down, doing their Googles, doing their research, and just talking about her history as a prosecutor. Just talking about, the things that she's been involved with, how her record is not absolutely clean, how she, just talking about some things that she had her hand in when it came to her, career as a prosecutor and a district attorney. So let's get into this first video. We have a lot to get into, y'all. So let's start with this.
As vice president, Kamala Harris has called herself a criminal justice reformer, but her record on crime hasn't always been consistent.
Her record on crime has not always been consistent, y'all. Her record on crime has not always been consistent. And the reality of it, y'all, what Kamala Harris is going to have to deal with is that people are going to look into your story, Kamala. People are going to look up, a lot of those men that you're throwing in jail. Because, she talks about it. She talks about how, yeah, I worked on this and sent it. What's up, Dr. Strange? I see Dr. Strange is in the building. Salute, Dr. Strange. But Kamala Harris, she takes the time out and, in all of her campaign rallies to talk about how she was a prosecutor, how she had her hands in this and how she had her hands in that. And it's like, Kamala, people are going to look into your records. They're going to look into your time as a prosecutor. And a lot of people are not going to be happy what they find, because I wasn't happy with what I found. Because a lot of what I found sounded like this was a career woman willing to throw anybody underneath the bus to further her career. That's what I found. So she's going to have to deal with this as we are approaching election night. Let's continue.
She was considered a polarizing figure back in the early 2000s as the San Francisco district attorney. And
San Francisco. She was a district attorney in the early 2000s of San Francisco.
Then as California's, quote, top cop when she was the attorney.
Look at her. Look at her with the police. Look at her with the police. Look at her with the police. And listen, we may have to come back to this picture because, she's the same one, and she claims to know about, the oppressive system of, that black people have been under. That's only when she's talking to a room of black people, though. But I want a lot of you black viewers that are watching this, I want you to keep this image in your mind and in your brain. This is a woman who has spent her life protecting and championing the white supremacist justice system. Had she not been doing that, she's one of the boys. I'm sure she, after she locked up a couple niggas, threw a couple charges on them, I'm sure she went out, to have dinner with the boys. Oh, me and Sarge, we're about to go out to dinner tonight. We're gonna take all the boys out to dinner. This is a woman that has spent her career protecting the police, backing the police. Whether those police officers came back with unsubstantiated evidence on a perp, whether those policemen lied on their statements about what happened in whatever case they were going with, whether those police officers put trumped up, inflated charges on those men that they locked up, it was Kamala Harris' job to protect these men, to serve these men, and to use whatever they brought to her to ultimately create a slave for the prison industrial system. That is a fact. We cannot dispute that. There's some things that we can dispute. We could dispute Kamala Harris being a black woman. We could dispute, different things when it comes to Kamala Harris. But the fact of the matter is, this woman was working in tandem with the white supremacist justice system. This woman was working in tandem with the same system that locks up black people at a high rate than they do their white counterparts. And that's for non-violent crimes. A little bit of reefer, a little bit of drug use. She was locking up black men left and right with no type of humanity, compassion, and empathy. That's also a fact. So if we have any black viewers in here, I just want you to keep this image in your brain of her, hanging out with the cops. And listen, ain't nothing wrong. That's her job. But I just want to show you who this woman is aligned with, who this woman protected. She wasn't fighting. She wasn't fighting for black men and women. She wasn't fighting for Hispanic men and women. Maybe if they were victims, maybe if there were victims that came in court and they said, they were victimized by somebody. But 9 times out of 10, she was locking up a black man, locking up a Hispanic man. And listen, some of them deserved it. Some of those men that committed crimes, they were guilty of those crimes. But what about those men that slipped through the cracks? What about those men that were innocent? What about those men that got lied on by the police officers? Those police officers that planted evidence on those black men and brown men. Will Kamala Harris apologize for all the men that she locked up for minor drug infraction? I just want to keep this image of her with the police system burned into your brain. This is a woman that works in tandem with the white supremacist justice system. Just keep this image burned in your brain. Let's continue.
General, here's how her track records have stacked up since. As a San Francisco DA, Harris's office argued against a man who petitioned for his release after he was proven innocent of a crime.
She petitioned. She tried to withhold evidence that would release an innocent man that was on death row. You got to think about how low of a human being you have to be to do something like that. I mean, here you are fighting for your life, you're on death row, you're possibly going to lose your life, you're possibly never going to see your family again. You have all these things working against you on top of being a prisoner of the prison industrial system. And then you got a high yellow mammy like Kamala Harris doing everything in her power to keep you down and keep you in that cell. Should Kamala Harris be responsible for that? Me, in my opinion, I think she should be held responsible for that. Here you had an innocent man that was rotting away in jail just because Kamala Harris was trying to further her career. She was trying to further her career as a prosecutor. She was trying to further her career as a district attorney. She did all of these things to further her career. Then she finally has a case where there's substantiated evidence that will prove a man on death row is innocent. Instead of her having the compassion, the empathy, the humanity, she said, no, we're keeping him in jail. We're gonna keep him in jail. I don't care if you got the evidence that's gonna prove him innocent. We're keeping him. And it goes into what I said, in the last stream. This woman's job essentially was to create slaves for the state. Her job was essentially to create slaves for the state of California, was it not? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm bugging. Her job was essentially to create slaves for the prison industrial system in California. That's what her job was, y'all. That's what her job description damn near was. And for her to have the lack of empathy, compassion, and humanity to not free an innocent man that was on the brink of losing his life, the courts had to intervene. The courts had to intervene. This is who you want to be your president? This is who you want to be, the voice of the people, the voice of United States, a woman that lacks absolutely all compassion, all humanity. It's something to think about, American people, something to think about.
Her office claimed that he'd filed his petition after the legal deadline.
Keep in mind, put yourself in this man's shoes. You're on death row. You're counting down the days, the weeks, the months, the years from you losing your life from lethal injection. Your lawyer finds with a miracle, they find evidence that can clear your name. They find the evidence that can clear your name. And this woman tries to do everything in her power to get that lethal injection in your arm. Most people would say, you know what? This is anybody with humanity and compassion. They would say, you know what? We have the evidence that clears your name. Let's open up the gates. Let's free this man. This man is not, he's not the person we were looking for. Let's free him. This woman is such a devil. This woman is such a demon that she blocked an innocent man from being released from death row. You Kamala sexuals, you're going to have to deal with that. And I see you guys, I see you guys got your panties in a bunch already. But you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to deal with this demon by the name of Kamala Harris. Think about it. A lot of you Kamala sexuals, I want you to think about it. If your family member, if your mother, if your father, if your brother, your sister, somebody you love, somebody you cared about, was on death row, counting down the days, weeks, months, years until they get a lethal dose in their arm. And by a miracle, your family and your lawyers find the evidence to free your loved one. And the only thing holding you back from freeing your loved one is a demonic mammy in a pantsuit. Withholding the evidence. Telling you and your family, oh yeah, we got the evidence that's gonna, say he's innocent, but he didn't file his appeal during the deadline. He had to file it during the deadline. We still got to put the thing in his arm, y'all. Put yourself in this man's shoes. How would you feel, Kamala sexuals? How would you feel if that was your loved one? And they were in that predicament. How would you feel? I would love to know how a lot of you Kamala sexuals would feel. But a lot of y'all won't talk about that. A lot of y'all won't address that, A lot of y'all are going to skim over that. You're not going to look into that. You're not going to look into this case. You're not going to question her humanity. You're not going to question her compassion as a human being. You're not going to question that. You're just going to look at Donald Trump and I hate Donald Trump and he's this and he's that. But you're not going to look at the lack of compassion of a Kamala Harris. You're not going to look at the lack of a compassion of a Kamala Harris. You're not going to look at it. You're going to gloss over it. Let's continue, though. But I think that's absolutely sad that she did that. Let's continue, though.
According to Vox. She also supported an anti-truancy program that targeted parents whose kids skipped school.
She supported and backed a truancy program that would throw parents in jail for their kids skipping school or being late. We got any single mothers in the building? Do we have any single mothers in the building? I know we got some single mothers in the building. How would you feel if you did everything that you needed to do as a parent? You made sure your kids ate before they went to school. You made sure they had school clothes for the day. You made sure they brushed their teeth. You made sure they did their homework. And here comes Kamala Harris throwing handcuffs on you because your kid is 5 minutes late to school. Because your kid decided to skip school that day. Black women have it hard enough. Don't y'all think black women I know we got a few black women in here. Don't you black women have it hard enough? I'm a black man. I understand, the struggles that black women go through, especially a lot of single mothers. You have it hard enough. You have it hard enough dealing with a baby daddy that's not taking care of your kids, not giving you the support that you need, and not doing the things he needs to do as a father. On top of you trying to keep your job, trying to keep your apartment or your house, on top of you trying to pay your bills. Now you got a mammy like Kamala Harris ready to throw you in jail because your kids are 5 minutes late from school. Salute to Setmo, salute to Secmo, salute, bro. Salute for the $5 donation. I appreciate that, sir. Salute to that man. Salute to you, Setmo. Setmo. Salute. Salute. But I want a lot of you black women to put yourself in these black women's shoes that lived in San Francisco. You've done everything you need to do as a single parent to take care of your family, to take care of your kids. And just because your kids are 5 minutes late, or just because your kid decided to say, school is really stressing me out, It's weighing heavy on me. It's just too much. I need a day off. I know my mom wants me to be in school. I know my mom is doing everything she can to get me to school, but today I just need a break from it. Kamala Harris said, well, listen, your kid skipped school, so we're going to have the police knock on your door. And we know how white supremacist officers knock on the door. When they knock on the door, to black homes, and they like to escalate things. Do they not? We all saw what happened with Sonia Massey. We all saw that situation. Here you had a black woman calling for help, calling for the police to assist her, and she loses her life. And if anybody that's black in here, I want you to know, the police are not there to protect you. Police do not protect. Police are there to enforce the law. That's what they do. So to anybody that's black in here, remember, police do not get paid to protect you. Their job is to enforce the law. Just remember that. Just remember that. Just remember that. Set a moat. Salute to Set a Moat with the $5 donation. Salute to you, sir. Set a moat. Set a Moat says, thank you for exposing the BS Kamala in the city of San Francisco. I had to, bro. I had to. I absolutely had to, because, a lot of, black people that are voting for her are under a strong delusion that this woman is for us. That this woman is going to somehow do things when she's already pledged not to.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
She's already pledged not to do anything for black people. You have, there's black women that are doing road calls for Kamala. They're getting on conference calls trying to galvanize black women to vote for her. You have people like Roland Martin who have been, licking the political left boots for years, trying to galvanize black men into voting for Kamala Harris. The strong delusion is real. This is a woman who tried to hold back evidence that would free an innocent man on death row. And that also, and let's be real, those kids that were going late to school, those kids that were skipping school, make no mistake, they were black kids and they had black parents. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake, they were black kids and they had black parents. And Kamala Harris further escalated the situation. Now she involved the police. Now the police are going to lock up black single mothers. Now the police are going to lock up Hispanic single mothers. With a hard enough time in society, trying to make ends meet, trying to pay their bills, dealing with a baby daddy possibly that's not helping them, that's not assisting them. On top of all of that, now Kamala Harris wants to send the police to your home and arrest you because your kids are 5 minutes late to school. Absolutely disgusting. Let's continue.
But Harris also pushed through several reforms, including a prison diversion program that allowed first-time drug offenders to get a job instead of incarceration.
Now let's deal with that. Are we supposed to give her a hand clap and a round of applause for that? A lot of those men that she gave jobs or made that program to give jobs after they had their little minor drug infraction, a lot of those men, she was the one who threw them in jail in the first place. And what kind of job? Because the Democrats, they love talking about, oh, Donald Trump, black jobs. Donald Trump, black jobs. Donald Trump, black jobs, right? Well, Kamala Harris, you tell me this. Kamala Harris. After you put inflated and bloviated charges on black men for minor drug infractions, tell me what job that they're going to get. What job is a man going to get after you put those drug charges on him? Ruining his livelihood, ruining his future. Because Democrats, they were kicking in the backs of Democrats. They was kicking in the backs of the Republicans for the black job comment. But you tell me what job is, you tell me what job anybody could get after you have that record, after you have a lengthy record with drug crimes on it. What type of job can you get with things on your record like that? Y'all need to let me know. Salute to Sedamope. He says, Tulsi exposed her. She absolutely did expose her. She absolutely did. She absolutely did. Tulsi Gabbard absolutely exposed her. Again, if you guys want to talk to me, if you guys have anything that you want to add to the discussion, to the dialogue, get in there and send a super chat, man. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Whether you're pro Kamala, whether you're anti Kamala, get in that super chat, send in a donation. I want to hear you guys' hearts and minds. This is a show about you guys. Are you leaning Kamala or are you leaning Trump? Now, back to what I was saying in terms of this whole thing where she did this whole reform thing that gave, drug offenders a job. A lot of those men she threw in jail. And like I said, what job were these men going to get after you ruined their records, Kamala? You've already ruined these men's records. You've already tarnished these men's records. What job were they going to get? Because they damn sure wasn't going to get a black job. They wasn't going to get a black job. They probably was going to get a job, flipping burgers, cleaning floors. Let's continue. We got a lot to get to, y'all. We got a lot to get to.
She also pushed back on the state's 3 strikes law, which triggered mandatory prison time for a 3rd felony. From there, she became California's Attorney General. While in that role, she started a first-of-its-kind racial bias training for police officers and mandated body cameras for state investigators.
Now, let me talk a little bit about this, right? The racial bias programs and the police body cam thing. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. Did these things actually help? Don't get me wrong. On the surface level, these things sound good. You gave them racial training and you gave them body cam, so you could at least see what's going on. But did these things help the community? Did they help? Because in my humble opinion, the body cams, they just televised what we already knew what was going on. We already knew that the police were violating a lot of black people's rights. We knew that, the police were already taking advantage of a lot of black people in the neighborhoods, racially profiling them at a higher proportion than they did to white people. We already knew that. So in my opinion, it didn't help. It just televised what we already knew what was happening. And in terms of the racial training, we know that doesn't help. We know, did we not see what happened to Sonia Maxey? That racial training does not work. We know it doesn't work. The reality is this. A lot of these white police officers, this is a fact. A lot of these white police officers, they don't live in the communities that they're policing. Let me say that again. A lot of these officers, white supremacist officers with a gun and a badge, they don't police the neighborhoods they come from. You got a white officer, he's in the hood, he's in the ghetto, never been around black people, don't know how to talk to them, don't know how to communicate with them. He's from the suburbs somewhere. He's from the sticks somewhere. He's not from that inner city community. Case in point. Let's go back to Sonia Massey. Case in point. The white officer thought that black woman was threatening him when she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Now, everybody in the black community, when an old black woman tells you that she rebukes you in the name of Jesus, that's not her threatening you. That's her threatening your spirit. She's dealing with your spirit. She's not going to pull out a firearm. She's not going to pull out a knife. The woman is essentially harmless. But it's the fact that this white officer, this white supremacist officer, he's never been around black people. He doesn't know how to communicate with them, and he probably has racist intentions in his heart. I think that much is evident when you hear the way he talked about that woman and his track record. And you get a situation like that, a sad situation like that. So we know that we know that racial training does not work. The reality is we need people that are from these communities to police these communities. We need people that look like us, that sound like us, that can talk to us, that can conversate with us to essentially police us. A white officer from the suburbs or from the sticks that's never been around black people, don't know the slang, don't know how to talk to people, that's just an incident waiting to happen, is it not? Listen, if you have anything to say, if you had anything to add to the discussion, put it in a super chat. We put respect on donors. Put it in a super chat. Let's get back to our track. Let's get back into it.
But she held on to other tough on crime initiatives. Her office fought to release fewer prisoners, even though a Supreme Court...
Her office fought to release fewer prisoners. I gotta run that one back one more time. Hold on.
Prisoners, even though a Supreme Court decision fought to release fewer...
Run that back one more
Her
time.
office fought to release fewer prisoners, even though a Supreme Court decision found that California prisons were overcrowded.
What did I say? I said that this woman's job as a prosecutor was to create essentially slaves for the state. Even when the prisons were crowded, the prisons were overflooded, people stacked on top of one another. Just all types of people having COVID, people having diseases. Instead of being a woman with humanity, compassion, this woman said, no, we're not going to release more prisoners. We're going to keep them stacked on top of one another. I know that you guys are used to having 2 in a cell. Now you need to put 4 in a cell. I know that you guys are used to having 2 beds in a cell and two people in a cell. Now 2 of them are going to have to share a bed. That's essentially what she did, and that's essentially what she supported. This is a woman who lacks compassion. This is a woman who lacks humanity. She absolutely lacks compassion and she lacks humanity. Let's continue though.
Harris's role as a reformer didn't take full shape until she became a U.S. Senator. This is where she supported legislation on bail.
Hold on. Salute to Travis with the $5 donation. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you, sir. Travis with the $5 donation. Travis Doothy. He says, with most major cities being sanctuary and democratically ran. The illegals are giving them more delegates. It's a scam. That's an absolute fact. An absolute fact. That's an absolute fact, Travis. And essentially what's happening with a lot of these sanctuary cities and democratically ran cities, they're trying to create an immigrant class that will essentially vote for the Democrats for another 50 years. Sounds familiar? Does that sound familiar to you guys? Who else voted for Democrats for over 50 years? That was black people, was it not? The Democrats realize that black people are tired. Black people realize that they have been getting scammed by the Democrats, and they're no longer voting for them with 100% of the vote. You know, they're tired. So essentially what the Democrats have tried to do and what they're trying to do is to create an immigrant class that they can incentivize, that they can put up in luxury hotels and give them credit cards, and that essentially they can give them the right to vote and they can keep them in office for the next, 50 years. That's essentially what the Democrats have done. So what you're saying is absolutely true. I agree.
Reform, plans to shorten lengthy federal prison sentences, and efforts to legalize marijuana. In 2020, she distanced herself from some of her previous tough-on-crime policies during the presidential primary, saying she took, quote, full responsibility for what my office did.
She has yet to take full responsibility. What responsibility has she taken accountability for? I haven't heard her say she took an accountability. Have y'all heard her say she's taken accountability anywhere? Have y'all heard that? I have not heard that. Have any of y'all heard that she's taking accountability for all of the black men that she locked up for withholding evidence that would free a man on death row? Have any of y'all heard that she's taken accountability for that? I mean, any of us probably wouldn't know, because she damn sure is not doing any interviews to talk about these things, is she? Why hasn't Kamala done an interview yet? Why hasn't she sat down with a publication? CNN, Fox News, ABC, MSNBC. Is she afraid of the line of questioning? Is she afraid that someone will bring up these things that she has taken a part of? Someone will bring up the fact that she held evidence that would free an innocent man on death row? Someone will bring up all of the men that she locked up for minor drug infractions. Someone will bring up the fact that when the prisons were overcrowded with people she thrown in jail for minor drug infractions, she did not care. She said, stack them up like sardines in there. I'll let you guys be the judge on that. Again, if you guys want to have anything to add to the discussion, put it in the super chat. I'll put respect on the donors. And salute to all the donors. Salute to all the donors tonight. Travis, Sedamo, salute to all the donors. We put respect on the donors here, okay? Salute to all the donors. Now, we got another video to get to. Action-packed show tonight. We got another video to get into. This is when I think she was sitting down with the National Black Caucus. Anybody that knows about the National Black Caucus? A bunch of black people that just yap. Don't get nothing done. Ain't worked on a reparations bill. Ain't worked on a hate crime bill. They just sit around and yap. That's what the National Black Caucus has turned into. A bunch of black people that, that link up and just yap. When are you going to do some things? We could talk about the issues all day long. We could talk about the issues till we're blue in the face. But what is the National Black Caucus actually going to do things? And stop licking the bootstraps of the political left. When are we going to do that? hey. Thanos, stop spamming. Thanos, stop spamming the chat. That's your first and last warning. Thanos, I'm out. You out of here, bro. You out of here. Don't spam the chat. Don't spam the chat. If you support Kamala Harris, that's fine. Listen, that's fine and dandy, but don't spam the chat. Do not spam the chat. If you want to support whoever you want to support, that's cool. Let's get back into it, though. Let's get into this video. I think she was sitting down with the National Black Caucus. Let's get into this.
Nobody cares about the fact that we've got a bunch of young black and brown men in prison.
Clearly, you didn't care about it, Kamala. Because you were the main culprit throwing them in jail. You were the main culprit, giving them inflated and bloviated charges, were you not? Did you not take part in that? Were you not a part of that? Even to the extent of, withholding evidence that would have freed an innocent man on death row? Were you not a part of that system? You were a part of that. Let's continue.
Argument is not working. What I suggest we do as African Americans is own this issue in law.
As African American, hold on. Kamala Harris, you are not an African American. Your father is biracial. Your father is half black. Actually, let me take that back. Your father's not even black. That's another misnomer that they keep saying, that her father is black. Her father is not black. Her father is half white, half Jamaican. And he's Jamaican on his mother's side. So her father is half white and half Jamaican. Her mother is a full-blooded Indian woman. You are not an African American, Kamala Harris. You're less than 25% black. That's a fact. You're less than 25% black. She may be at least probably 11%, maybe like 11 or 10, maybe 9% sub-Saharan of African descent. Because her father's what? I'm just looking. Listen, she loves what she says she loves? Venn diagrams. She says she loves Venn diagrams. Well, let's do a Venn diagram of our own. Your father's half your father's half Jamaican, half white. That makes him 50% sub-Saharan black, right? Your mother is a full-blooded Indian woman. Those two conceive and they have a child. How does that make you a 100% black woman? Please let me know. Somebody break this down to me. But can y'all break down this Venn diagram to me? Because I'm not understanding how that makes her a 110% black woman. I need to know. One of you Kamala sexuals, break that down to me, please.
Law enforcement, and then define it in the way that works for us, because it is a myth.
Works for us? What's with all this us? You are not a black woman, Kamala. You are not a black woman. You've been cosplaying. Listen, in my opinion, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. She's the Rachel Dolezal of the politic game. She really is. She's the Rachel Dolezal of the political game. She absolutely is. Went to a HBCU, fooled a lot of people into thinking that she was this black woman. A lot of people probably thought, she was racially ambiguous. They wasn't too sure. They was like, she could be black. She could be mixed. She's been cosplaying as a black woman for a very long time now. Cooper, please let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. Please. Actually, I'll help you out, Cooper. There you go. I've timed you out. Please. Get out of my chat. We don't need idiots in the chat like you, Cooper. God bless you. I never need you. I don't need you. I'll let the welfare feed you. Welcome to the block party, Cooper. Welcome to the block party. Give me some Lay's potato chips. Let's get back into this.
Own this issue in law enforcement and then define it in the way that works for us, because it is a myth to say that African Americans don't want law enforcement. We do. We want our grandmothers to be able to walk to church and be safe. We want our babies to be able to walk to the park and be safe. What we don't want is racial profiling. What we don't want is...
But Kamala Harris, you're the one in the court protecting officers that racially profile. You're the one in the courtroom protecting that white supremacist officer that racially profiled and pulled over somebody. Are you not? Does anybody know about the law of fruit from the same poisonous tree? Does anybody know about that law? Look it up. Fruit from the same poisonous tree. It's the law that if you do something, as a police officer, let's say you pull somebody over for no reason whatsoever, just because you felt like pulling them over for no reason, no headlights out, no speeding, no driving infractions, nothing like of that matter. You just pull them over just because. No warrants out on their license plate or anything like that. You just pull them over. If an officer pulls that person over just because, forces them to, get out the car, pop the trunk open, search the car. Let's say they find an illegal firearm and that man gets arrested. The law of the same fruit from the poisonous tree, it protects citizens from those types of situations. Because yes, this person had an illegal firearm in their car. They should not have that. But at the same time, you decided to racially profile and pull this person over. Did you not, Mr. Officer? And a lot of officers that came into her courtroom, let's talk about it, racially profiled people in San Francisco. Illegally searched them, illegally searched their cars, violated their rights, police brutality. She protected those officers. She backed those officers. So now I'm looking at her as a hypocrite because she know good and damn well that she protected some dirty cops as a prosecutor. Did she not? She protected some dirty cops as a prosecutor, did she not? Listen, if any of y'all have anything to say, put it in a super chat. We put respect on the donors here. I know a lot of you, Kamala sexuals, your butt hurt from this correction. You're getting this sharp rebuke. Your butt hurt right now, I understand. But we only put respect on the donors. Let's get back into it.
Is excessive force.
That's right.
What we don't want is to have our civil liberties and civil rights be stripped.
But you protected officers that violated black and brown men on the daily. You are a hypocrite, Kamala. You were the same one in those courtrooms making excuses for those officers. You knew those officers were dirty. You knew that those officers violated those people's rights. You knew that those officers had a disgusting track record. You knew that a lot of those white officers that you were protecting were white supremacists, hiding and masquerading behind a police badge. But at the time, you didn't care, Kamala. You didn't care. Whatever was going to further your career, you got behind it. Whatever that could get you to the next step, you were a prosecutor. The next step is a DA. The next step is senator. Whatever you could do to further your career, you did that, Kamala. But you have to pay the piper now. You have to pay the piper because there's a lot of people that you left in those jails. There's a lot of people that you destroyed their lives. There's a lot of people that can never get their lives back on track because of the damage you did. Fire! 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 That's an absolute Snapple fact. Let's get back into it.
We do want law enforcement. So let's define it in the way that works for us by saying, I want community policing. I want a police department that works in my neighborhood and in my community that reflects the mores and the culture and respects my grandmother, again, when they walk in to talk to her.
But Kamala, all of that sounds good. Sounds great. You want a police force, excuse me, y'all, that reflects the community. That's what it sounds like you're saying. You want a police force that reflects the community. You want people that look like us that are policing us. And I agree with that. I actually said that earlier in this stream. But the fact of the matter is, Kamala, you protected white supremacist police officers. You protected them. So, what you're saying, it sounds good. But why didn't you have this energy when you knew there was a filthy cop that was breaking the law, violating people's rights? Why didn't you speak up for those people that got their rights violated? Why didn't you speak up for them? Why didn't you throw the case away? Because you knew every case, every conviction was getting you to your goal ultimately. Was it not? Was it not? You're willing to throw anybody underneath the bus, Kamala, just for your own economical gain, just to further your career.
I want a system of accountability in the criminal justice system that says law enforcement needs to own crime prevention as much as it talks about long sentences.
Why wasn't you holding those officers accountable in San Francisco? You protected them. Y'all saw that picture earlier in the stream. Should I put that picture back on the screen, y'all? Hold on. Maybe I should put that picture back on the screen. Because, what she's saying, it sounds good. Let me put that picture back on the screen. Just one more second. Let me see if I can find it. When she's with the police. This picture right here. You was buddy-buddy with the police. Were you not? You was buddy-buddy with the police. No, y'all was probably going to each other's birthday parties. After a long day at the office, you probably have a drink with, Sergeant Dan, Commissioner Gordon. You was buddy-buddy with the police. You wasn't trying to get officers that reflect the community. You were supporting the white supremacist officers that have always been there. Were you not supporting them, Kamala Harris? Were you not? Were you not supporting them? Were you not backing them? Listen. That's the job of the Democrats. They're going to say whatever they can to get the vote. They're going to soothsay and they're going to tell you everything that you want to hear. They're deceptive. Intentionally deceptive. But I want a lot of anybody that's black that thinks that Kamala Harris is for us. Kamala Harris is going to work for our initiative when she's already pledged not to.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
She's already pledged not to. I want you to burn this image in your brain. This woman worked for the white supremacist justice system that racially profiles black and brown men, black and brown women on the daily. She worked for it. She didn't have a conscience to leave. She didn't have the humanity to leave. She knew there were filthy police officers that were dirty, breaking. Listen, I'm not going to say every police officer is dirty because that's not right. I don't like to speak in generalities because we do have some good police officers. But more than likely, a few bad apples ran across her table. And instead of throwing out the case, throwing out whatever, that those officers brought to her tables, she knew that officer was dirty. She knew that the officer broke the law. She decided to go after those cases. This woman worked in collaboration with the white supremacist justice system. Just remember that. Just remember that.
Because nationally, only 18% of serious crime results in an arrest. So if I, as law enforcement, with my responsibility to keep you safe, only talk about keeping you safe by sending people to prison for a long time, I'm necessarily going to fall short because the vast majority of that crime's not even hitting my system. So
Kamala Harris, we just heard the total opposite of that. We just watched the video and they said that you were stacking people in jails like sardines. You were giving so much convictions to people. The prisons were overcrowded. The Supreme Courts had to get involved and to release some of these men. That's the video that we just seen. And the Democrats, they love to tell you all the lies that Donald Trump says. You just caught this woman in a lie, live and direct, y'all. Most of this ain't running across my table. You were locking up black people like hotcakes. Minor drug infractions. What are you talking about? They were stacking up people like sardines in them jail cells. The warden of the prison even came to you. He said, "Listen, man, it's too many prisoners in here. We got to let some of these people go." Kamala was like, nah, we're going to stack them up like sardines. Normally, she probably had, cellmates sleeping in beds together. She probably used the break room in the prison as a jail cell too. She probably used that as a jail cell as well. I wouldn't be surprised. The men and women that worked there probably couldn't even have a go on lunch break because they had to use the break room as a jail cell. Absolutely deplorable. But you just caught her in a lie. You just caught her in a lie, live and direct, right now. You just caught her in a lie.
I'm going to keep my promise to you to keep you safe. I better talk with you about what I'm doing in terms of crime prevention, which means recognizing that people coming out of the state prisons, 60% will recidivate if we don't get them in reentry programs, if we don't get them in job training, job readiness, get them in
we just caught you with another lie, Kamala. In the video that we just watched, they said that you were preventing prisoners from early release. You were preventing that. So a lot of these men that were, they couldn't wait for their date to come up. They couldn't wait to get out of prison, or, maybe they got compassionate release. Nobody was blocking them but you. Nobody was holding them back but you. Let's continue.
Programs that deal with their substance abuse, get them in meaningful housing and employment so they don't recidivate. We could talk about it in terms of, is it the right thing to do? Of course it is. But I'm done talking about it like that. I'll just talk about it on this basis. If that person commits another crime, I have to spend $10,000 to try that felony. They sit in my county jail for $35,000 a year. I'm running a reentry program out of my office in San Francisco DA's office that brings folks back into the community at an expense of $8,000 a year, guarantees them employment, guarantees.
Sounds like a scam to me. Sounds like a scam to me. Do we have any success stories that came out of that office, of her rehabilitation program ran out of her office? Do we have any success stories? Have anybody seen any success stories online talking about the Kamala Harris rehabilitation program, fresh out of jail program, whatever nonsense she's talking about? Is there any success stories of note that anybody knows of? How about this? How about this, y'all? How about this, y'all? How about this? This is a good one. Where are the men, right? This is what I want to know. Where are the men that she locked up, thrown in jail, gave them a program to, fix their life, fix their situation, or whatever it may be? Where are those men that are speaking on behalf of her, and they can say, yeah, Kamala Harris, she fixed my life. I was in a rehabilitation program. She helped me out. She got me that job that I wanted. I was fully rehabilitated. I've been out of prison for the last 10 years. I want to hear stories like that. Has anyone heard a story like that has come out of her office? That's what I want to know. Oh, Sinclair's in the building. What's up, Sinclair? I ain't see you in it. What's up, Sinclair? Sinclair's in the building. Salute. Has anyone heard any success stories that have came out of that office and that could champion her and say, yeah, Kamala, she did the work. She helped me. She gave me the job. She gave me opportunity to get a job. She did this for me. I'm in a rehabilitation program. I'm fully rehabilitated. I'm taking care of my kids now. I've been 10 years out of jail, 20 years out of jail. I would love to hear stories like that. But I don't see them. How about this? How about this? Let's throw this in there as well. All the men and women, let's say women as well, all the men and women that came out of that program or that was in that program, why are they not at the rallies? Why are they not speaking on stage about all the good things that came out of that program, right? Because when I watch Trump rallies, he brings people up, people that has, served under his administration, people that's close knit to him. He has people talking about how good he was as a president and yada yada yada, right? You got the border patrol, one of the border patrol, top guys. He was there. One of the guys that he worked in, I believe, Homeland Security. He was there. He said that Donald Trump was one of the best presidents that he's ever worked for. He had people there championing him. Now, Kamala Harris' life and times as a prosecutor, and she said she ran a program rehabilitating prisoners. Why hasn't there been any prisoners that she has quote unquote rehabilitated? Why have none of them been at the rallies? Telling us, how great she is and how she changed their lives and they're fully transformed and they have rehabilitated fully from the prison industrial system. Why don't we hear that? I'm just asking that question. Kamala sexuals. I'm just asking. I need y'all to put on your thinking caps tonight. Put on your thinking caps.
them meaningful reunification with their family.
Now we got another clip to get to. How long is this clip? Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Oh, it's about a 6-minute clip. Okay. We got another clip to get into. This is a conversation. This is something that now listen. This is when she was a district attorney. Yeah, San Francisco district attorney. This is when she was a district attorney. This is about 14 years ago. I haven't seen this clip, but I thought it was interesting because I was looking for content before she became a senator, before she was in public notoriety. I was looking for things of that nature when she was a DA, when she was a prosecutor. Those are the things I'm looking for. Those are the things that I want to hear. Those are the things that I'm interested more so. I'm not interested in her time as a senator. I'm not interested in her time pushing pencils in the White House, buying new pantsuits for the week, getting a new silk press. I'm interested in her time as a prosecutor and her time as a district attorney. That's what I'm interested in. But I haven't seen this yet, so let's take a gander at this. 1 second.
Well, Kamala Harris is San Francisco's first woman district attorney and the first African-American woman to hold the office in California.
She is not an African-American woman. Keep in mind, when the AP News reported on it, and notice how this is a black woman who's the reporter. So they want to champion her as a black woman, but the Associated Press, they put out their statement when she became when she became a senator, not when she became a DA. When she became a senator, they were saying that she was the first Indian woman to become a senator. Want to put that in perspective.
Her new book, Smart on Crime.
Whoa. She got a book? Whoa. Kamala Harris has a book? Is it a soft cover? What is it, like 50 pages? 50 pages of black men that she locked up? Let me know what's in there. What is it, a soft cover, though? Let me look this up. Hard on Crime. Let me just look up this book real quick. Hard on Crime book. Let me just take a look. I didn't know she wrote a book. Oh, Smart on Crime. Okay, there we go. Yeah, she does have a book. The book is going for... Oh, no. That's on... Wait a minute. This better not be a signed copy. Hold on. This is a signed copy? Because somebody's selling a book for like $700. I know that book ain't going for no damn $700, y'all. Hold on. Oh, this person... This person, he's trying to scam somebody because the book is not even signed and he's selling it for $700. That's crazy. Yo. Guess how much her book costs? The hardcover of her book. Take a guess how much her book costs. Take a guess how much that book costs from Kamala Harris. Take a guess, please. I need y'all to take a guess right now. How much do you think the Kamala... I'm looking at it right now. Just take a guess how much y'all think that book costs. The hardcover, not the the Kindle version, not the PDF file of the book. I'm talking about the hardcover book. Take a guess how much it costs. Somebody said $20. Nope. Take a guess. Keep guessing. Don't look it up. Just guess. Somebody said $450. Nope. Somebody said $39.95. Nope. Somebody said $100. Nope. Keep on guessing. Take a guess. Take a guess. Somebody said $79. Take a guess, man, how much that book costs. Somebody said 120. Nope. The book is $529, fam. $529 for a hardcover of Kamala Harris's Smart on Crime. That is criminal. That's a crime in itself. Yeah, it's $529 for a hardcover of her book. Smart on Crime. Just like I said, it's a crime in itself. That book is that much money to buy. That's a crime in itself. That book is that expensive. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something. How much is one of Obama's books? Somebody said lock her up. They absolutely should lock her up for selling that book for $529. That's absolutely ridiculous. I just want to see how much Obama's book is going for, because I just want to do comparative prices on the books. Because I think Obama, he did a book. I know he did at least one book. Obama book. Yeah, like, I'm looking at Obama's book. You can get Obama's book for $20 at Target. You could get Obama. I'm looking on Amazon. Let me go to Amazon. Hold on. Let me go to Amazon. All right. A hardback cover of Barack Obama's book, A Promised Land. Not that anybody would buy it. But just in case you want some toilet paper, some extra toilet paper in your home, Barack Obama's book, A Promised Land, is going for $20 hardcover. And $20 for a paperback. That's absolutely ludicrous that she has books on Amazon that cost $500. You better off buying a Xbox or a PS5 than buying that book. Go buy a damn smart TV. It's absolutely ridiculous that your book costs that much. That's crazy. It's absolutely criminal that she's selling books that expensive. What is she really going to talk to you about? She going to talk to you about new pantsuits? Hey guys, when I went into the court this week, y'all, in my book, Smart on Crime, I talk in chapter 5. I talk about the lavender pantsuit. I was dealing with a black criminal in court. You know, he just robbed some old lady in the street. We didn't have enough evidence, but you know, we made it stick. But that week, I went into the courtroom looking lovely with a lavender jumpsuit, pantsuit. That's probably what the book is. Every chapter is about a different color pantsuit. And another black man that she threw in jail, threw away the key. Absolutely ridiculous, y'all. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's get back into this video. Get back into it.
A career prosecutor's plan to make us safer offers some new solutions to fighting crime in our community. So welcome,
Thank you,
Kamala
Bella.
Harris.
Thank you.
You know, we were talking about
I would love to hear her new solutions on how to fight crime. I would love to hear some of this.
education over there just a few minutes ago. And in your book, education plays a big part.
Hold on. She got another book. Hold on. She got another book. Hold on. Let me look this one up. Hold on. Kamala Harris, education plays a big part. I didn't know she had these books. Education pays. I wonder how much this is going for. Pays a big part. Let me see how much this is looking. This is. Let me see if I can find this. Kamala Harris book. Education plays a big part. I can't find this book. Hold on. I'm looking for this one. Hold on. See if I can find it. She on her Brother Polite. Anybody know about Brother Polite? Brother Polite claimed that he wrote over 1,000 books. He's now sitting in jail for violating a young lady, a minor rather. But he claimed that he had wrote over 1,000 books. Really, it was just a bunch of jibber jabber. And it was never published. He just got a couple notebooks and wrote in them. But let me look and see if I can find this book. Kamala Harris books. Let me see something. Okay, The Truth We Hold. Yeah, she got a couple books. The Truth We Hold. She got a book in Spanish, y'all. Let me put this in the chat. Hold on, let me put this in the chat. Hopefully it hyperlinks. Hold on, let me put this in the chat. Hopefully this hyperlinks. Did it hyperlink? Oh, let me see. Oh, it didn't hyperlink, did it? Let me see. Hold on. Nah, I can't hyperlink it. Hold on. Damn it, man. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I'm trying to send y'all just to show you her books. Cause it's a page right here. Damn, bro. Hold on. Oh man. Let me see. Are they cheaper on this site? Hold on. Let me see if they're cheaper on this site. Okay, this one is okay. Now she got some reasonable prices. This book is $9.99. Okay, now she got some reasonable prices. Now she's not just trying to highway robbery with people and just run off with all these people's monies right now. Damn, nah, it won't hyperlink. Hold on. Damn, never mind, yo. Never mind. Yeah, you can look it up. Man. Y'all can look it up. Because I can't hyperlink it. Let's get back into it, though.
How do you connect education and crime fighting and smart crime fighting?
Well, essentially, it all boils down to the public health model, which tells us that the best way to deal with an epidemic is prevention. It's the least costly and most effective. If we lose that, then let's get into early intervention once the sniffles start or once we see signs. And if we are at the point, however, of dealing with the epidemic in the emergency room, it's much too late and it's much too costly. So using that as what has been proven to be an effective model and applying that to the crime epidemic, I would suggest to you that an issue such as elementary school truancy, an elementary school child who is missing 30, 40, up to 80 days of a 180-day school year is a very early and clear sign of who invariably will be the high school dropout and then the victim of crime and the perpetrator of crime.
Who are you to decide that, Kamala Harris? Who are you to decide that? And keep in mind, she's talking about a kid that missed school. Let's say a kid misses school for 30 days, right? Let's say a kid misses school for 30 days. Does that mean you're just going to send a cop over to that parent's home and arrest them? Because that's what she was doing in a lot of cases. She was sending police to people's houses And we all know how white supremacist officers operate. They love to escalate situations in black communities and black homes. So let's say a child was missing from school for 30 days. Keep in mind, maybe the child just skipped school. You know, maybe he fell in with a bad crowd. I'm not gonna say like, you know, a kid that's skipping school for 30 days. Clearly he's in a bad crowd, bad influences, and he should be in school. But in all essence, maybe that parent is sending their kid to school on time, making sure they get breakfast, feeding them, clothing them, sending them to school, and maybe that child is just acting badly. In that case, that's for the teachers and the student body, not the student body, the staff, the principal, the guidance counselor. That's for them to get involved and let the parent know that your child is missing school. Instead of doing that, instead of saying, well, let's make it an in-house matter of getting the parents involved, getting the teachers involved, and getting the principal involved, you said, no, we're going to bring the white supremacist officer knocking on your door and locking you up because your child missed 30 days of school. Exactly. Me too, Sinclair. Sinclair said, when I missed school, they called my mom. Exactly. Me too. Y'all remember back then when you used to skip school or miss school or something like that? Maybe you played hooky with your friends or whatever. What would happen? Ultimately, the school, well, when I was going to school, I was in high school back in 2003 to 2007. When I was going to school, what happened was you got an automated system that would automatically call your home and let your home know this person missed school today. It wasn't even like, somebody calling. It was like an automated system that they said, this person missed school today. They would leave it on the answer machine if you had an answer machine. And then when you would have to get home, if you knew you played hooky and your parents did not know you was playing hooky, you knew you had to get home. Hopefully they wasn't at home. Hopefully they didn't go to work. Hopefully they went to work that day. And hopefully you can get home in time to erase that message and make it seem like you went to school. But at a certain point, we all knew if you continue to do that, that's when they're going to call. They're going to make the personal call because they're going to let you rock. The school is going to let you rock one day. They're going to let you rock one day. They may let you get away with 2 days. 3 days, you're kind of pushing it. But when we're talking about 30 days, a week, 2 weeks, that's when somebody's going to hop on a phone call. A principal, a teacher, somebody from the staff. They're going to hop on a personal phone call and make sure everything is right at home because they don't know what's going on. Maybe, something's going on at home. So instead of doing that and keeping it, making it an in-house matter, which these things should be, it should be an in-house matter. You should not be sending police officers to parents' homes. Because when you do that, you may get a situation like Sonia Massey. And that's a sad situation for something like that, for you to send officers to somebody's home. Because in all essence, that parent may be doing everything that they need to be doing. It's just that child has fallen into a wrong, crowd or whatever. He fell in with the wrong set of friends. They got him skipping school. They got him, out there late at night. That's for the school to get involved and to, get that child back into the school. That's not for you, Kamala Harris, to be sending white supremacist officers to that black child home. That's not for you to do.
And so a lot of what I talk about in the book addresses issues involving children.
I'm looking for this book. I can't find this book that she's speaking of. Like I told you, she got more books than Brother Polite. She got more books than Brother Polite.
And through that prism of understanding that there are clear signs that have been proven to me as a career prosecutor and all of us. And if we had
Kamala Harris, you are a prosecutor. You are not a child psychiatrist. You are not an educator. You went to school for law. You lock niggas up for a living. You create slaves for the prison industrial system. Who are you to decide that a cop needs to be sent to a child's home because he missed school? Who gave you that authority? Who told you that that was a good idea? What if that black child has a parent that has warrants? Now you sent police officers to that child's home and they gotta watch their mother or father be dragged out of their home. What if that child only missed school because he fell into a bad crowd and they had him skipping school for 2 or 3 weeks? And the parent didn't know. Now you're creating all this tension at the home. Now you got police officers, Lieutenant Dan showing up to the steps of the home. And listen, I just want to let y'all know, when police show up to black people's home, you know, they're already antsy and already tense on the spot. Black people don't like police showing up to their homes. It has nothing to do with, you know, illegal things going on or criminal things going on. It's just that, you know, with the history that police have with black people, when you look at a Sonia Massey, when you look at a Tamir Rice, when you look at a George Floyd, when you look at all of the things that have happened to black people, when it comes to the police, black people are already on edge when you're showing up to their doorsteps. Here you have Kamala Harris, who's not an educator, not a child psychiatrist, determining that police need to be sent to that home just because they missed a couple of days of school. That's what she decided. That's what she decided to happen. And then when you get, you know, police going, and like I said this earlier in the stream, police, their job is not to protect you. That's what the motto is, to protect and serve. Police are not there to protect and serve you. The police job is to enforce the law. That's what their job is. You ever seen a police officer stop on the side of the road, fix somebody's flat? You ever see a police officer see somebody on the road, got their thumb up, they're looking for a ride back home, and that police officer stop and pick them up and drop them off where they need to go? You ever see an officer, he witnessed an old lady on the side of the street. She's trying to cross the street. The cars are going too fast for her. You ever see a cop get out that car and help that old lady? That's because they are not here to protect and serve us. They are here to enforce the law. That's an absolute fact. Let's continue.
Address those issues at the front end. It'll be cheaper and more effective than dealing with the recidivist criminal who is part of the revolving door of the state prison system that you all were talking.
Pretty much, she's trying to create a school to prison pipeline. That's what you're telling me. Because in her mind, she thinks that just because a kid misses a couple of, you know, days of school, let's say a week, let's say 2 weeks, let's say 3 weeks. In her mind, she thinks that that's automatically means that this child is going to become some type of criminal, some type of hardened gang member criminal. Maybe the kid just doesn't like school, Kamala. Maybe the kid, maybe the school system has put that child in all these remedial special ed classes, and he feels depressed and he don't feel like going to school. There's more than one reason why kids miss school. It's not because they just fall into a bad crowd and they may be in a gang and maybe they're up to mischievous things. They're being a truant. Maybe that kid is just dealing with depression. Maybe that kid, just needs some psychiatric help, a child psychologist, a guidance counselor. You're talking about creating a school to prison pipeline by sending officers to black parents' homes because their child misses school. I want y'all to keep that in mind. You're talking to a woman whose job is to get convictions. Her job is not to help the community. She's not here to help the community, to fix the community. I'm talking about when she was a DA and a prosecutor. Her job was not to be helping the community. Her job essentially was to create victims and, slaves for the prison industrial system. That's what her job was. In this interview, she's talking about creating a school to prison pipeline that's damn near going to funnel kids from school to prison because you're sending officers, creating a hostile environment, sending them to black kids' homes because they were a truant. Make it make sense.
Talking about earlier.
And you use the term smart on crime throughout your book. That is the key. What does that mean, smart on crime, especially in a world that we live in where money is so scarce to do anything, to make any kind of structural changes?
Well, it's a slogan of mine born primarily out of my feeling that for too long we've asked these very simplistic questions about criminal justice policy that offer only two choices. Either you're soft on crime or you're tough on crime. And instead, I suggest we should be smart on crime, which means really let's.
Whoa, Kamala. You wasn't smart on crime. How was you smart on crime when you withheld evidence that would have freed a man on death row? How was you smart on crime? If you were smart on crime, you would have said, wait a minute. This man did not commit this crime. Here's the evidence that showcases that he's not the person we're looking for. Free this man immediately. That's smart on crime. Let's free this innocent man that's rotting away in jail, waiting to get a lethal dose in his arm. That's smart on crime. You were dumb on crime. You withheld evidence that would have freed a man on death row. Think about the lack of compassion and the lack of humanity in that type of situation. But she's saying that she was smart on crime. How are you smart on crime in that scenario? How are you smart on crime when you were locking people up for minor drug infractions? How was that smart on crime? Lunacy. This is absolute lunacy to me.
Let's build metrics into our measure of how effective we have been with our criminal justice system, and let's recognize that while all of us have the goal of achieving public safety, the system that we have designed is not actually working when you look at the dollars spent and the failure of certain systems. So, for example, you look at the prison system in California. On an annual basis, we release 120,000 prisoners.
Not when you were a prosecutor. Not when you were working there. You were stacking up them prisoners like sardines. We just watched the video. They said that you were not trying to release prisoners. You were holding them back because they were complaining. If you're just joining us now, San Francisco was complaining that the prisons were overcrowded. Overcrowded, mind you, with people with minor drug infractions, but they were complaining that the jails were overcrowded. What did Kamala Harris do? She said, I don't care. Stack them up like sardines. Stack them up like sardines. You normally put 2 in a cell. Now you need to put 6 in a cell.
Because they have served their time. But within 3 years of their release, 70% reoffend. It's called recidivism. It's the highest recidivism rate in the country. And I will share with you what you probably know, which is that the California Department of Corrections occupies about a $10 billion budget item in a state budget that is on the verge of
She swallowed a little bit of spit. I don't know if you guys heard that. She swallowed a little bit of spit there. Let me run that back. A little bit of spit she swallowed. She's probably thinking about Willie or Montel. Let's run that back. Her swallowing that little bit of spit there.
And I will share with you what you probably know, which is that the California Department of Corrections occupies about a $10 billion.
Thinking about those late nights with Willie. Swallowing that spit. A lot of times she just spit on it. I'm not saying what she spit on. I don't know what she spit on, you know? Maybe she just spit on the sidewalk. But I think she was thinking about those late nights with Willie, you know? Sweet Dick Willie, you know? Had to swallow that little bit of spit, you know?
Dollar budget item in a state budget that is on the verge of bankruptcy. See earlier discussion. And looking at those numbers alone, we can see that we are not achieving a goal. And so part of the smart on crime philosophy suggests that we should pay attention to that fact. We should pay attention to recidivism as one of the biggest challenges to public safety and focus on that. And so, for example, in the book Smart on Crime, I outline what we've done in San Francisco, which is we've created a reentry initiative called Back on Track that's focused on the...
She keeps talking about these programs and these initiatives that she started. Why don't we hear anybody that is championing these programs and these things that she started? Kamala Harris, I want to hear a success story. I want to hear a success story from your programs, from the things you started. I want to hear somebody come forward. And the thing is, I want to see them at the campaign rally. I want to see somebody you locked up. You know, they were, you know, like you say, they were in threat of reoffending, recidivism, whatever that is. I want to see one of those people that benefited from the things you did, the programs that you said you put in place. I want to see them on your campaign rally using pronouns with their hair dyed the same color as a cock. I want to see those people on your stage championing you. Saying you saved their lives. Saying that your programs and the things you did, you know, benefited and gave change to their lives. Why don't we see that? Because, you know, to me, it just sounds like, and this should be indicative of anything of what her presidency would look like. A lot of yapping, but not a lot of action. Because that's what I hear. I hear a lot of yapping, but I don't see a lot of action. Where are the success stories from her programs? She said she ran a program out of her office that were rehabilitating prisoners. Where's the success stories? Where are the success stories, Kamala? I want to see that.
18 through 24-year-old, first-time low-level nonviolent drug sales offender, where we've partnered with the private sector, the Chamber of Commerce, with our friends in labor, the building trades, and community nonprofits, and we've addressed a lot of what your panel was talking about. The fact that these 18 through 24-year-olds, a lot of them are parents who have a natural desire to parent their children, but not necessarily the skills. So we bring on board the community-based organizations. We deal with the fact that most of them need to get a GED and be enrolled in City College.
That's how low she thinks of black people. A lot of y'all talk about how racist, you know, Donald Trump is. Oh, black jobs and this and that. This is what she thinks of black people. Black people 18 to 24 need to get their GED. Black people 18 to 24 that have kids, they want to be good parents, but they just don't have the, the jobs and the whatever to, do what they need to do for their kids. This is what she thinks of the black community. This is not, nobody's puppeteering her. These are her racist thoughts. Y'all got all offended over the black job thing, y'all got all offended over that. What about this stuff what about this rhetoric that she's spilling now? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the thing she's talking about. I don't agree with that whatsoever. And, the black experience is different in different places, bro. Every black person didn't grow up in the ghetto, in the hood, in the projects, Section 8. That's not every I'm saying every single, let's not speak in general, that's not every black person's experience. Now we all deal with this, this white supremacist justice system. But every black person did not grow up in the hood like that. I mean, so I don't necessarily agree with her generalities and the things that she's saying. Let me run that back one more time to make sure I heard that correctly.
A lot of what your panel was talking about, the fact that these 18 through 24-year-olds, a lot of them are parents who have a natural desire to parent their children, but not necessarily.
18 to 24 don't have the, I disagree with that. There's a lot of parents that are 23, 24, that are taking care of their kids. That are doing a damn good job taking care of their kids or doing the best that they can. Now, when you get into the 18 realm, then I would probably agree with half of what you're saying. Half of it. Not all of it, but half of it. But I think that when you're dealing with someone who's 18, that's someone who's had a child very young. Possibly, they possibly were not ready for that child. They were probably a teenager when they got pregnant. So I disagree with that.
Skills. So we bring on board the community-based organizations. We deal with the fact that most of them need to get a GED and be enrolled in city college.
Most of them need to get a GED or city college. Where I'm from, we call community college. You know what we call community college where I'm from? We call that 13th grade. That's what we call that where I'm from. 13th grade. That's what we call community college. And who is she to say that these people, don't like? To me, it just sounds very racist to say people 18 to 24, black people in the inner city communities, in the ghetto, all of them 18 to 24 need to get a GED or need to be enrolled in a community college program. I disagree with that. You know what would help? Instead of, a GED, nothing wrong with a GED, but a GED or enrolling them in some type of community college, you know what would help? How about trade school? Because essentially, and nothing wrong with a GED. Get your GED. But if you're sending them to community college, you're essentially just sending them to 13th grade. Most of, young people 18 to 24, they don't know what they want to do. They don't know what they want to, they don't have any passion for anything. They're not necessarily, feeling like they want to do something at that moment in time of their life. I would say send them to trade school. Let them learn how to be an electrician. Let them learn how to be a plumber. Let them learn how to do some welding. Let them learn a trade that they can do with their hands, thus giving them a skill that can keep them in service, that can keep them having a job. How about that? Instead of sending them off onto community college, which is just essentially 13th grade. Somebody said, yeah, somebody agreed with what I said. Yeah, trades. Yeah, trades definitely would be a better idea. Somebody said trades will be going up in the coming year. That's an absolute fact. They will be. They will be. And why did they take trades out of the school? Think about, like, the school system is so corrupt when you really look at it. It's just as corrupt as the justice system. The school system trains kids to be criminals, in my opinion. They train kids, just the whole system, how they have all of those kids in that, oh, you gotta bust your trade. You got the school damn near looks like a jail. They have them going through the periods and the times. It feels like a prison. You're not teaching kids, and they're not preparing kids to be adults. Why don't you see trades in schools? Why don't you see classes? Excuse me, hold on 1 second, y'all. Why don't you see classes on paying your taxes, where you could train kids how to do their own taxes instead of going to a firm to do their taxes? Why aren't schools teaching kids how to do taxes? Why aren't they teaching them trades? Why aren't they doing things to prepare them to be adults? Because at the end of the day, when these kids, as soon as these kids leave school, they're going to be indoctrinated into the system. They're going to be paying taxes. They're going to have to learn how to get a skill to pay the bills. So a lot of these schools, they're not even teaching our kids how to be adults. The school system is corrupt, if you ask me. I went to school on Long Island. Somebody said, where'd you went to school? I went to school on Long Island.
None of them have employable skills, so let's enroll them in the apprenticeship programs offered by...
But Kamala. You talking about sending them off to community college. You wanted to throw that little, let's put them in this apprentice program and stuff like that. But why didn't you say trade first? Why didn't you say put them in a trade school first? The first thing you said was a community college. A community college is just going to put these kids in further debt. These kids are already coming from the hood. They're already coming from the slums. They're already coming from a Section 8 community. Now you're going to send them off to some rinky-dink community college. They're going to have to take out a student loan, further putting them in debt. Let's put them in an apprenticeship. So at least if you put them in a trade school right away and they graduate from that trade school, they could get a job right away. They could, whatever the trade school costs, they could pay that off right away because it's shifting them right into a job. It's putting them right into a job position. And they have the skills to do it. The first thing she said was community college. Nobody want to go to no damn rinky-dink community college. The 13th grade. That's what we called community college, and where I'm from, we called it the 13th grade. Because if you went to community college where I'm from, you're just gonna see people that you went to high school with. You're gonna see them. I think the thing is, if you're gonna go to college, and this is if you know what you want to do, you should go to a college. You should go to a place that you've never been. You should go, if you can afford it, go to a college down south. Go to a college in another state. Start fresh. Learn, get to know new people. Get to have new experiences, and have the full college experience as an adult. When you go to community college, you're probably going to be living at home with your family. That's not going to teach you how to be an adult. You're going to see all of your friends that you went to high school with. They're probably going to, you know, be bad impressions on you. They're probably going to tell you to smoke this weed and drink this and come to this party and skip this class with me. And then you're going to just fall into the same habits you did in high school. You know? But why didn't she mention trade school first? The first thing that she mentioned was community college. Some rinky-dink community college.
By the carpenters and the plumbers. And over the course of the last 4.5 years, Back on Track has it basically reduced the recidivism rate for this population from 54% to less than 10%. It's been so successful, in fact, that the United States Department of Justice has chosen it as a model of innovation for law enforcement in the United States. And a couple of weeks ago, Governor Schwarzenegger actually signed...
Governor Schwarzenegger. This woman is championing Governor Schwarzenegger. Arnie. The Terminator. That's who she's championing. That's who she's championing right now. That's who she's backing right now. That's who she's championing. Schwarzenegger?
Signed into law a bill that we wrote that was carried by Speaker Karen Bass, so that as of January, we will have Back on Track in California's penal code as a model of what we should be doing to be smart on crime.
And yet you can't run away.
Didn't Schwarzenegger run California down into the ground, left the country, the state, or ran the state into bankruptcy and stuff like that? I gotta look that up. Didn't he did a number on California, didn't he? Hold on. Arnold. I heard he did a number on California. So leaves Cali. I heard he did a number on bankrupt. I don't know about I don't know if he bankrupted them, but they probably was working at a deficit, you know. Yeah, he had to step down amid budget crisis. He had to step down. I remember that. Yeah, it's right here. Jobs terminated as California goes bankrupt. Arnold Schwarzenegger has sent redundancy notices to 2,000 government employees. That's who she's championing right now. The governor, who left the state of California absolutely bankrupt. She's smiling ear to ear. Yeah, Governor Arnie. I call him Arnie, y'all. He supported the bill that we wrote. Are you talking about the same bill that got California bankrupt? 2,000 people lost their damn jobs because of you and your damn bill? Yeah, the governor. Yeah, the governor, man. Oh, we're gonna get to Tampon Timmy. We're gonna get to Tampon Timmy at some point. I haven't had time to zero in on Tampon Timmy, but we're gonna get to him eventually. We're gonna get to him. You just wait. We're gonna get to Tampon Timmy at some point.
From the charges of those who do not agree with you, they call it soft on crime. That you can't be a social worker as a prosecutor.
Well, I think that again, that's a simplistic view when people.
And that's the thing. What she said is absolutely true. You can't be a caseworker as a prosecutor because at the end of the day, a prosecutor's job is to get convictions. Don't be fooled. Oh, Kamala cares about the school to prison pipeline. Kamala cares about reforming criminals. That's not her job. Her job was to create more slaves for the prison industrial system. Her job is to get convictions. So, for her to come up here, act like she really cares and this is my ideology, this is the way I think about it, it's all hogwash. Hogwash. Complete and total hogwash.
Think that you cannot recognize that there are many layers. You have to also recognize that crime is not monolithic. I strongly believe, and the work of my office has proven it to be true.
She said that crime wasn't monolithic. She said that crime was monolithic, but you never really talked about any of the white crime. You kind of specified you were only really talking to a black audience. You wasn't talking about all the white crime that happens. You kind of specified, you're really talking about, those black kids, the school to prison pipeline. You're talking about those black criminals.
We're talking about serious and violent crime, lock them up. In San Francisco, in my office, we've increased the conviction rates for the DA's office to the highest they've been in just under 15 years. But when we're talking about nonviolent crime, that is actually the crime that is occupying the bulk of our public resources and beds in our state prison system.
So why was you filling up the prisons?
What a thrill.
Why were you filling up the prisons with bodies on bodies on bodies? Y'all remember that song about YC? Racks on racks on racks. Racks on racks on racks. She was putting racks and racks and racks of bodies into those prisons. Just so she could buy new pantsuits. Have you no shame, woman? She was filling up the prisons with non-violent criminals. Niggas that just wanted to buy a little nickel bag of weed, buy a little eighth ball, buy a little eighth for the weekend, buy a little piece of crack, pop a little bit of Molly. That's all they was doing. They wasn't out there selling it. They wasn't out there, in school zones trying to give it to kids. Minor drug infractions. Hey, Theo, stop spamming. Stop spamming. That's your first and last warning. Stop spamming. Stop spamming, Theo. That's your first and last warning. It won't be no more warnings, all right? I know you were Kamala sexual. I know you got your Kamala panties on. You picked out your pronouns for the year. You probably dyed your hair the same color as a cock. That's a chicken. But relax yourself. Stop spamming, all right? Let's get back to it.
And we need to have a meaningful system to reduce the likelihood that that revolving door will continue. Reentry initiatives have been proven to be the antidote to the revolving door problem. And that's why the National District Attorneys Association.
If you have anything to add to the discussion, put it in a donation. We respect the donors here. We put respect on the donors here. So if you have anything to add to the discussion, anything to add to the dialogue, put it in the super chat. Put it in the super chat, all right?
Chose Back on Track as a model for DA's offices around the country. And I would tell you that my fellow elected DAs from around the country are not anything close to being soft on crime.
Well,
we know that because you've been filling up the prisons with black bodies. You've been filling up the prisons, filling up with black bodies, filling them up like sardines in one cell. So we know that.
One other charge that I know in a state you're running for office, and that is your position on the death penalty. That you must be asked that question by everybody.
I would love to hear this.
Personally opposed to the death penalty, but I'll follow the law. My position.
Hold on. Wait a minute, Kamala. You are opposed to the death penalty, but when it came to bringing out evidence that could have cleared an innocent man's name that was sitting on death row, you withheld that information. Did you not? This woman is more phony and faker than a $3 bill. This woman withheld evidence that could have freed a man on death row. She opposes death row, but you was withholding information that could have freed a man that was on death row. Make it make sense, y'all. Kamala sexuals, make it make sense. She opposes death row, but a man was sitting on death row. The evidence came out that he was innocent, but she withheld the evidence. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm done with Kamala. I'm so done with this woman. I'm so tired of the pantsuit messiah. Kamala should do a commercial for Claire's, because I know Claire's. I know they got a lot of pantsuits in there. She should do a commercial for Claire's. Don't y'all think? Y'all think? I can see her doing a commercial for Claire's. I think she should do it, you know? Come out in that oversized pantsuit, you know? Or maybe she should do like her own collection of pantsuits. Like, you know how, because Steve Harvey has like his collection of suits. So maybe like Kamala should do like a collection of pantsuits. I think that would be dope, man, you know? Because when she loses this election season, she's gonna need a new career. So maybe she could come out with her own. You know, maybe she could do like a partnership with Fashion Nova. Come out with her own, signature pantsuit, you know, for Fashion Nova fit. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. We riding high tonight. Hit that like button, man.
What a thrill.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
With darkness and silence through the night.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that like
What
button.
a thrill.
It's a thrill to be here with you, but hit that like button, know what I mean?
I'm searching and I'll melt into you.
But all in all, I mean, listen, man. Kamala Harris is a snake. Kamala Harris is a liar. Kamala Harris is a deceiver. 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I think I just went out for like. I think I went out for like 1 second. Y'all forgive me for that. Yeah, for some reason we went out for 1 second. But Kamala, she just lacks humanity. She lacks empathy. She lacks compassion. I don't know what's up with her. She is not for black people. I mean, that much is evident.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
And if you're a black voter, you should not be voting for her. I would not be voting for her if I was a black voter. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But with that being said, man, listen, man, the election season is upon us. The Democratic National Convention is a couple days away. Allegedly, Trump and Kamala are supposed to get in the ring and finally do that debate. I would love to see that. I would love to react to that and talk about that. But we have a lot to get through, man. We have a lot to get through, man. We're 90 days or less than 90 days away from election night. This is the most important election season of our lifetimes, man. It really is. But that's all, folks. That's all, folks. I'm getting ready to head out. It's been a long day for me. I want to give a salute to Sinclair for holding me down in that chat room. Salute to Sinclair. Salute. I want to salute all the donors who donated tonight. Salute to all the donors. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. And salute to everybody that was a part of the discussions. Salute to everybody that was in the chat room and talking about these topics. We're going to do more shows like this. We're going to do more topics like this. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. I said channel. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video, y'all. If you want to have more discussions, if you want to, let people know what you're thinking, let you know, whether you're a Kamala supporter, whether you're a Trump supporter. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear how you feel about this election season. But with that being said, you guys, I hope you guys have been entertained as well as enlightened. I am your host, True and Living. I will see you guys, hopefully, and God willing, tomorrow. But with that said, you guys have a blessed night. We are out of here. Y'all have a blessed night. We out.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you.